I mean, it's exhibition season, but obviously against Calgary, you don't want to be, you don't want to be giving up games and down the way you were. What did you guys kind of say to one another at that point, and what do you think of the way you're spinning it around?
I felt a little bit more like, not like a preseason game. I thought, we had pretty much our whole lineup in. They had their whole lineup in. And, obviously it's a team we know really well. They know us well. And, always a battle when we play these guys.
Can you take us through that goal where you took the puck hard to the net? I know you deal with the defenseman in front of you, but there's always that other guy, the offside guy, that can come across too, and that was the case there.
Yeah, and I think it's, obviously they have the right to defend their net and, defend me trying to get in there, but when the stick kind of comes into the feet there, like Tanev's did, it's a dangerous play for me and for the goalie. I think, I don't want to go flying in there. The goalie doesn't want me flying in there. And the guy that's left safe is the defenseman that, is sloppy with his stick. So, I would like, I think you'd like to see that called a little bit more. Protects the guy driving the net. And obviously we want to, increase offense and the guy has to have the right to defend the net as well. But, when the stick gets caught up in the feet and sends someone flying into the net, I think you'd like to start seeing that called a little more. And
did you knew right away you were okay? Like there wasn't, like you were fine on the play? Obviously it has similarities to the one that you were hurt on, but you were good right from the start?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a couple seconds where you do a quick check on yourself and see what hurts, and if nothing, then all good, I guess. But again, it's a play that's dangerous, and I obviously don't want to go flying into the net. I want to protect the goalie just as much as the defenseman does. So, I'd like to see it maybe called a little bit, but ultimately that's not my decision.
Connor, for the team, you guys had some chances early, then you find yourself, you're down 3-0. Was it just a matter of, tightening up and the giveaways were really kind of killing you early, and then you took over once you stopped giving the puck away?
I liked our game, kind of the first half of the first period, and kind of got away from our game, and a couple little plays at the blue line cost us, and Gaudreau is always going to kind of hang around and be behind your D-man, so when there's a little turnover, he's really dangerous. He's a great player, and he made us pay for that one. So obviously we need to be better with the puck. It's something that we always talk about, and as soon as we kind of got the puck in behind them, I thought our game got better.
You mentioned it was pretty close to an NHL roster tonight for your squad. Kind of chance to see your lineup as what it might be. Fogle was in, Hyman's in, you have Perlini now. Did you get a sense that there's more like a better forechecking group collectively across top to bottom on all the lines, and you have an ability to kind of keep teams on their heels 1 through 4 now? Yeah,
it's good to get our lineup in and kind of get a feel for how the rhythm of the game might be. I think that's an important thing. And I liked stretches of our game where we kind of rolled them over and was able to forecheck. And like you mentioned, the guys we added, they're all great skaters and tenacious on the puck. And I like that part. I like that part of our game for spurts.
And you saw Jesse last year a lot, but just seeing even more confidence in his overall game and where you feel he can go this year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a question I get a lot, and I think he looks good. I can't say it enough times. I think he's come in and he's skating really well. He wants the puck and wants to be involved a little bit more in terms of little plays and stuff like that. So I think it's a great thing.
I know you're not going to be, evaluating players. I know in team as the game's going on, but from what you saw of Duncan Keith, he's sort of unspectacular, but he makes a lot of those quick, deft passes to kind of relieve pressure in your own zone. Yeah, he's such a veteran out there. I think, he just understands the game so well, and whenever he gets the puck on his stick, it's still so calming for everyone. And he makes, I thought he made a great play on Jesse's goal there to make it 3-2. Just kind of no one's going to notice it, but just to get the puck up quick and spring Leo to make a great play. I think it's just little stuff like that, and like you said, it was his first one, and I'm excited to see his game continue to grow. The way teams play defense, you're not really supposed to be able to rely on a quick strike offense like you guys do, but have you come to rely on that, knowing that if it's 3-0, it's not that big a deal because you guys have the capability to, like you did tonight, score a bunch in a hurry?
yeah, putting yourself down 3-0 isn't a great recipe for success, but you know, we have some offensive talent, and you know, we can work our way out of games, and I like that about our game tonight.
Connor, slightly off topic, but you were named to the Olympic team officially today. What do you think about that? And you've been kind of a guy who's been outspoken about wanting to go, and this seemingly would be your chance.
Yeah, you know, obviously a tremendous honor, and to be named with those two, you know, it's a league company, so you know, I feel very humbled and you know, excited for that opportunity.
Connor, just a quick thought on the power play. You got most of the pieces back this year, I guess, and can it even be better than it was last year? What are you seeing out there when it comes to the power play this year?
Oh, sorry. I think you know, I think you're just kind of continuing to build on it. You know, building elements to the power play, and you know, you see the most successful power plays are usually the ones that stick together the longest. And you know, we've been playing together now for, you know, 2 straight years, and you know, even beyond that. So you know, I think it's a dangerous power play. I think you know, if teams want to take liberties and do that type of stuff, it's a way of team toughness as well. You know, we'll find a way to put it in the back of your net. So you know, it's a good unit and fun to be a part of it.
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks. Thanks.
Turned off. Sorry, Brandon. Things are going really well for you in this preseason here, I guess. Is just, can you just give us a thought on your opinion of it and now that you're getting closer here to the regular season?
Yeah, it's been decent so far. You know, I think coming in, you know, I've said it a couple times with Tip as a coach, I'm a little bit more familiar, so definitely helps. But yes, as far as the games have gone, you know, I felt decent out there. You know, look to just keep working hard and doing all the little things, you know, that add up over games, and that's the main thing for me. Just working as hard as I can, putting in that 100% effort, and doing those little things.
Two full lineups today. Have you had a chance to kind of work your way up to like playing full NHL lineup? Did that help kind of playing some of the earlier games? And then
Say that again, sorry?
The two teams had basically their full NHL lineup.
Right, yeah.
Did it help kind of working your way up to this game and kind of, instead of kind of just getting thrown into basically an NHL regular season game today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was still a little bit like scrappy out there as far as it wasn't probably the smoothest NHL game that you would see mid-season, but yeah, obviously, you know, both teams are playing a lot of their guys now or full lineups or whatever, so yeah, it went a little bit smoother than probably the first few games, but yeah, no, it was a good, at least a good comeback by us, and nice to get the win.
Obviously big, you guys chip in a goal, the bottom six, and kind of starts things rolling for you, I guess. How important is that in your role and I guess in that role in that bottom six to obviously help out when?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, it's a team game, right? And not, you know, not one person or whatever can do everything. You know, there's different lines that got to be on the ice and contribute. So that's what we're as a line looking to do, was to you know, create something and be hard on pucks and, you know, play a real solid game. So I think that was kind of our role out there, and, you know, luckily we could chip in and get one there to kind of get the ball rolling for the guys.
Brendan, you mentioned how it's been decent for you, but you know, you lead the team in preseason goals. I don't know what your expectations were of yourself. You said you felt that you were better prepared to be in the NHL after playing in Switzerland. So now that you've had these preseason games, what do you feel has contributed to your success that you learned last year?
Well, I think over in Swiss, I become more patient player. You know, I think with the big ice over there and stuff, I learned quite a few things. So coming back over here, it was, you know, put a lot of the things that I learned over the last year and a half or so, the whole COVID time, to work and see what worked over in Swiss, and then bring that over here. So yeah, like I said, I mean, things have gone decent so far, and it's really not getting ahead of myself or looking in the past or anything like that. It's staying present and just playing the game. As simple as that sounds, it's only hockey out there, you know what I mean? So you got to focus on each shift at a time and go and just do your job.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You've been through a lot of preseasons over your career, but obviously maybe not one like this where you're out for as long as you have, and it's a new team for you. How was it for you? A different feeling in a different team for the first time in your career?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a different feeling, but it was good. I enjoyed it, and it was obviously nice to get that win. It was a good game, and I think I felt more comfortable as the game went on, and I think as a team we got it going, and you know, power play was big tonight for sure.
What about continuity? How long does it take for you? You had defense partners where you played, you know, many years together with. You and Cody are both veterans, but is it a quick thing? How does the continuity thing matter? How many games do you think you feel you need to guys really know what each other's doing?
Well, I don't know if there's a certain number. I think we try to do a good job communicating out there, and you know, talking to them before the game and throughout the game, after the game. Like I said, I think you know, I certainly felt more comfortable as the game went on, and as a pairing, I thought we did as well. So you know, that's a good sign. We'll just keep building.
Duncan, you've played against them for a few years now, but sort of first time on the inside with McDavid and Draisaitl. What are your impressions of, you know, your first game playing with them and watching them go about their business from that angle?
Well, it's a lot funner when they're on your side. For sure. I mean, it's impressive what those guys can do. I've, you know, played a while now and haven't seen a power play like that before, so it's definitely a weapon of ours, and it's good to have.
From a physical standpoint, like how are you feeling? And are you feeling like you're getting close to where you want to be, or is it going to take you a little bit of time still?
Yeah, I would say it's just a matter of just, taking it day by day here. And I think just haven't been on the ice a whole lot, but just feeling a lot better the more I skate, the more I play, and just the reads and the pace of the play. And so, there's not much time, but, it's good. It's good to have a game like that today to jump back into it. A good team against Calgary, and they came out hard. So, it's good, but definitely, got to keep it going here.
Duncan over here in the back, Tony Brar, Oilers TV. You obviously bring quite the resume here in Edmonton. I know it's been kind of early since you joined the team, but the team obviously brought you in for your product on the ice, but also for a lot of the things off of it, such as your leadership. How much do you embrace that role with guys like Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse, who can learn off a guy like you?
I love it, actually. It's it's interesting going through your career as a young guy and then kind of middle of the pack, and then now as an older guy. Happens quick, but you realize that as an older guy, I think it's part of your responsibility for sure. Just having an 8-year-old son, you see the difference, from a 20, 21-year-old guy to, it's if I can do whatever I can off the ice to help these guys feel comfortable, and it's impressive too. These guys are mature guys, and they're really easy to get along with, and making me feel comfortable here too. So it's been nice, relationship in that regard, and it's just gonna keep getting better.
Have those guys after practice or maybe even after the game kind of approached you for some advice or anything like that?
Well, we talk all the time. We're always kind of asking questions back and forth. I mean, I can learn a lot from them as well. So, it's a unique position to be in, and certainly try to embrace it and do the best I can to bring that leadership to this team.
So, take us back to when you were Evan Bouchard's age. Who were the guys that taught you the things that you remember now? Who are the names back in Chicago that you learned from?
Yeah, I learned a lot from a lot of different guys, but, it's guys that maybe necessarily wouldn't really, you might not think. Guys like Jim Dowd, Todd Simpson, those guys. There was a lot of guys, Marty Lapointe, Adrian Aucoin. They're all, had a lot of influence on me at a young age. And I just remember guys like that, coming up, talking to me, even in training camp and in practices, and thinking, it's pretty cool that these guys are taking their time out to talk to me. And you could just tell that they had a passion for the game. And, it's cool to see that from an older guy. So I definitely remember that.
Duncan, just kind of piggybacking off of that, when you were 18 years old, who was the guy that you looked up to kind of coming into the league and wanted to kind of round your game after?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, guys like Rob Blake, Ray Bork, Scott Niedermayer, a lot of the Canadian guys that were on those Olympic teams. And then, once I made the NHL, we played Detroit so much that I tried to take in as much as I could of Nick Lidstrom when we played against him, even though he was on the other team. But you could just tell the energy that he had out on the ice, his poise and his patience, and just, the way he handled himself. Took a lot from him as well. Thanks, guys.
quiet group here. What's going on?
Start off. Sorry, Jay, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, Spec.
So
Age before beauty.
you were not pleased with what happened on Saturday, and your team came out strong and then went right back into it, give up a bunch of chances. Do you have a different view of a team that comes back and gives you 2 strong periods after that tonight?
Well, I had a hunch we weren't going to be very good, and we had a really hard practice yesterday, so you could tell there were some heavy legs out there. So I give them credit for hanging around. We got better as the game went on, which was good. So it's we got a chance to see Duncan Keith for the first time. We got, we're looking at some different things in our lineup. So a game like that gives you the ability to, things that I might try during the season. I had the ability to try some of those tonight. The only derogatory thing I would say tonight is we didn't take enough penalties because I want to watch some penalty killers. But that's not the worst thing in the world.
Would you ever ask a guy to just flip one over the boards, Dave, so he can get a penalty?
Well, if the score was the right score, I might.
Brendan Perlini just continue, and he says, hey, things have been decent, and he knows obviously he's not going to score every game in the regular season, but he just continues to get noticed, and obviously goals are pretty important in the game. But that line, Dave, they've yet to be scored on 5-on-5 in the preseason. Is that maybe as impressive to you as much as the goals they've contributed?
Just, we're looking for little additional scoring there, and that's what they've been doing. So you got to give them credit for that, and I've had some talks with Perlini. I mean, the way that the makeup of our team, that line, like, they can't expect to go out there and get 20 minutes ice time and power play time to get their, to make an impact. So they understand where they are. It's going to be probably around 10 minutes, and depending on how much special teams are in there, but they've got to go out and have an impact. And the impact can come through chipping in on scoring, could be going in momentum shifts where you play in the other end. Just have a positive influence on the game when you come out of it. And like you say, that line has the whole training camp. So you got guys that are working hard to try to find spots. And Thursday we'll look at the other line that's been in there and just see how it feels with the rhythm of the game. But it's the competition has been really good. Really, it's good for us because we have good depth. And I know there's some players that aren't going to start in the starting day lineup, but we need that depth to get through a season, and we've got good players in that depth. So that's good for the organization.
Those final decisions are obviously very difficult. How much can it change here in the next 4 days, really, for those decisions? Can a guy, make the team or lose the team in the next few games?
No, I think what it's going to do, we're going to kind of evaluate where we are after these 2 games, the game, and there's a rhythm that your lineup goes through and the way the game flows through, and that's why I wanted to play as close to what I would say is a normal game tonight as I can without, really chasing a matchup or doing something that you're taking people out of the game kind of thing. So you're trying to play people in roles that they would be in. Now, we've got another game to see where that goes. The end decision could come down to, do we need another penalty killer in there? Do we, is there a face-off guy? Is a veteran guy that's a stable guy in there a better fit than a young guy right now? Or does a young guy bring more energy? Is that what you're looking for? Energy from that line on the bottom. So we have a lot of different options of people we're looking at right there. So, and I can't say any of them have played themselves out of the starting lineup, but it'll come down to what we're looking for in that mix of that bottom group that allows the lineup to kind of have the rhythm we're looking for.
This power play of yours, I mean, McDavid made mention of it earlier that it can be almost a deterrent. Like, no team wants to take penalties, but against you guys, you really don't want to take penalties. Do you think that this is going to impact the way teams play against you?
Well, it's a weapon. It obviously, when you have a good power play, teams don't want to take penalties against you, so they'll try to be a lot more disciplined. So you're not going to have people coming out and trying to run you through the building. You can rack up a power play that can go out and have an impact on the game. So, that group's been together for a while now, so they you know, they can be deadly when they get going.
Dave, you said you wanted to kind of tinker and learn some things about your lineup tonight. What did you learn or find out about Yamamoto, Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman together? Third period there.
Well, we just looked at it. I wanted to see them in a situation like at the end of the game, 20 seconds left. Are they a good checking line? They're all real conscientious guys, working guys. They play structure well. So there's, and that was a situation where down by a goal, you go into the third, you put Leon and Connor together, and you hope that next line gives you some real quality minutes. And I'll go back and look at it. I think Nuge got dinged up there for a shift or two that he had to miss, and then Yamo got dinged up at the end of the game, so we didn't get as many shifts as we'd like. But we'll see how it goes. We might try some of that before the end of camp period. Try to get to. Again, it comes back to the rhythm of your lines and the situations you're using people in, and McDavid and Draisaitl, they play well together, but Draisaitl is also good on his own, so you got to balance that out.
You talked about obviously getting Duncan Keith in his first game tonight. What did you think of him and the pairing with?
I thought he's solid. That's he's been up and going here for 2 days and jump out there, and he said he felt good, didn't feel any fatigue, but the timing and stuff is, you can tell he needs to get up and going here a little bit, but he understands the game so well, and we were looking to try to get him and Cece, many looks as we can together. So we'll continue to do that on Thursday and just see where it goes from there.
And Connor McDavid was talking about that third goal that was scored and how he cut around and was tripped. He didn't like it. He thought it was a dangerous play. What did you think? And was there any kind of...
Look at it. It's a trip. If the guy doesn't drag his leg, Connor jumps inside of him and he doesn't hit the goalie. It's a trip. Should have been a tripping call. Now the guy trips him and he goes into Markstrom. He trips him 10 feet away from the goalie. All right, so if whether he meant to do it or not, drag his leg, he dragged his leg and Connor jumps in and he gets tripped. I mean, it's a penalty. I don't know if they were calling a penalty or not, but it's a penalty.
You've had a few opportunities to get a feel for a couple of the new forwards, Hyman, Fogle, give you something on that left wing in particular.
Mm-hmm.
What dynamic are they bringing the dynamic you were hoping that they would? Yeah,
we had the one line of Derek Ryan and Fogle and Cass. We were looking for them to bring some good energy, and I thought they had some good shifts together. It's to play well, you don't always have to put points on the board. You have to have an impact in the game, and we had talked to that line about trying some different things in the game. I want to go back and look at it, just see how much we accomplished, but not bad. And again, I could tell we had some fatigue and heavy legs in it. We had a hard practice, a lot of one-on-one and battle drills yesterday. So there was going to be some fatigue in it. And I like the way we hung in there. We battled through it.
You mentioned you had the tired legs. Nurse and Barry each played 27 minutes with that. I think about 3.5 or 4 on the power play. Is that kind of how you said you wanted to kind of?
No, it'll probably balance out a little from there, but.
Okay, so Bouchard would play a little more ideally?
Yeah, I think there's a chance we'll see Chris Russell in with him on Thursday. He's the next day or two, I think he'll get cleared from the doctors, and we want to get him a game. We'll just see how that goes.
Dave, just one quick one back on Perlini. He's kind of surprising everyone with how he's playing in the preseason, but you know him a lot better than everyone else does. Is he surprising you, or is this what you thought you'd get out of him when he came in?
You know what? It's not surprising me, but it's I see the growth in not just the player, but in the maturity of where he's at. I had him when he was a young kid and full of talent and just wanted to go and just like let it rip, and now he's a more mature guy. And like I said, we were talking about his role is different than he came in thinking he was going to be a top 6. Well, right now we don't have room for him in the top 6, so he's got to see where he can fit in, and he understands that. The maturity of his game understands that, and he understands what comes with that, the responsibility of playing a sound game, doing little things right, where your line goes on and you can have a positive impact and not just kill some clock, so that's the good part of it. He's accepted that role, and he's obviously doing very well at it right now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Away from the puck and on the defensive side of the puck, is he doing the right things, in your opinion?
The last game, what was it? The game the other night, I didn't think we had a lot of players that did that, and he was in that mode too, but tonight he was really solid. I mean, just doing the right thing. Sometimes you don't have to run around like a chicken with your head cut off to get things done. You're just in position and you let things come to you, and then when you find your opportunity to go, you go. And that's basically what he's done well.
Dave, I know tomorrow's a day off. Do you have an update on Mike Smith? Are you expecting him to play Thursday?
Possibly. He's skating tomorrow. He's the only guy, him and Chris Russell, the only guys skating tomorrow. So he was feeling better today, so he'll skate tomorrow. If he gets through that and then gets through good practice on Wednesday, I'm hoping he'll play Thursday. All right. Thanks, guys.
Barry for Edmonton, up the right wing, now to McDavid. Off the right wing boards to himself, he'll come down the line, put it towards the goal, and the save made there by...
Best player last 20 years out of Mankato.
Who you got? Oh, here's a pass, here's Draisaitl, down the left wing, the shot, a pad save made by Markstrom.
David Backus.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Here's Keith back into his own end, cross to CC, he's got to hurry though, Richie right on him. What a great opportunity for
his agreement to get the 3P deals. Fortunately, it got done.
Here's McDavid in over the line, down the left wing, shoots short side, tried to sneak it in, a Markstrom the save. CC on the right point, left. CC on the Koskinen out of his net, has to do something with it. Got it to the corner for Nurse. His pass hits his skate, comes in front of the net. Here's Tkachuk, scores. Matthew Tkachuk got it off the arm of Koskinen and in. And it's 1-0 Calgary.
Got to manage the puck better in your own zone than that. Darnell Nurse knew it right away. It's kind of an unforced error for the Edmonton Oilers. And despite the chance, the fact that the Oilers to be have had 5 or 6 grade A chances, the Flames have got themselves a 1-0 lead and went to the wrong guy. I mean, Matthew Tkachuk is a legitimate first-line player, power forward in the NHL. He's added a little bit more fighting to his game over the last year and a half. Certainly willing to engage.
The Oilers net back there, comes free. Lewis tried to center it. He does. The shot saved by Koskinen. 2 saves off of Mangiapane in front of the net. Great job by Koskinen. Puck out to center ice. Puck out to center ice. With the Hyman on the right side. Got checked by Tkachuk to Gaudreau. He'll spring him on a breakaway. The shot scores. Johnny Gaudreau put it right upstairs. And it is stuck up in the roof of the net. And it makes it 2-0 Calgary.
Got to get pucks deep if you're the Edmonton Oilers. They didn't. They turned one over, and CC and Keith had jumped up, and when Flames hit him with a quick seam right up the gut, and Johnny Gaudreau can finish. Went high to the glove side. That's the scouting report of Mikko Koskinen, and it's 2-0 for Calgary. It was all Edmonton early, and Markstrom was terrific, and then the Flames settled down. They've had their hard hats on. They've won a lot of the puck battles here in the last 8 or 9 minutes of this period. It's part of the reason why they have a 2-0 lead.
18:45, time of the goal. It's Johnny Gaudreau. The Oilers zone, pass back to the right side. Gaudreau cross ice, one-timer, nice save by Koskinen with the right pad as he robs Lynn here in the second. Pass up the middle, Puljujärvi, the breakaway shot, save made by Markstrom off of Puljujärvi, got it with the left pad. And the puck in the neutral zone. It's Backlund for zone. It's in behind the net. And on the right wing was Mangiapane. Pass comes out, shot scores. Lindholm got the pass in the slot, and he snaps it home to make it 3-0 Calgary.
Slater Cuckoo got caught out there, a bit of an extended shift, and they banked one short side. It was a real sharp play. It was a short cycle in the Oilers zone, and Lindholm just picked up the feed. Buried it.
Yeah.
3-0 Calgary.
8:57 time of the goal for Elias Lindholm to get his first of the preseason. Wasted no time. Just directed it wide. Perlini shoots it off the corner boards, kept in by Bouchard. Puck in front of the net. Scores! Brendan Perlini Oilers cut the Flame lead to 3-1.
Well, that's 5 preseason goals for him. A guy that 3 times in his career in the NHL scored 14 plus in the season. Kind of washed out. Detroit wasn't the only player there to see their numbers substantially drop. Last year in Switzerland, right place, right time. Kyle Turris slides the puck across. Perlini's he's on a heater. 3-1 game.
Perlini at 11:50. Chuck couldn't get it deep. Keith got it out. He'll give it to Draisaitl with Puljujarvi. The pass, the shot, scores! Yes, a Puljujarvi! He goes upstairs on Markstrom, and the Oilers have cut the Flame lead to 3-2.
Well, Jesse Puljujarvi's got a big frame and he can skate. He's dramatically improved his footwork from when he was here before. Had some hip issues that challenged him a bit stride-wise, and that time he just drove the lane. And it was Leon Draisaitl found him. Draisaitl hopped on his horse and centered one in front. Flames were trying to backtrack, and suddenly a 3-0 game's become a 3-2 game in a hurry.
In there, and it's stolen by Draisaitl. He'll get it out. Long pass on the right side to Kassian. Kassian! Oh, the save made by Markstrom. Got him with the right pad, and Zach Kassian was in. Branson shot. That one blocked, and coming out with it to center ice. Here comes in, shoots, save made by Markstrom. Nugent Hopkins tried to go high, and it goes off the shoulder of Markstrom. And out of McDavid. He'll bring it in. He'll come down the right wing. He's going to drive to the net in front. Puljujarvi scores! Yes, a Puljujarvi hammers it home, and the Oilers have tied the game at 3.
Jacob Markstrom's going to say he was interfered with by Connor McDavid, but McDavid was clattered into as he had a full head of steam going at warp speed. See whether or not the Flames challenge. McDavid stretching Nikita Zadorov and then coming across and tripping him on the play was Tanev. And did McDavid get a piece of that on the shot?
Did it hit him? It might have hit him on the way in. But he did get tripped into Markstrom. And Puljujarvi may have banked it off back to the line. Barry to McDavid to Nugent Hopkins to Draisaitl scores! Leon Draisaitl, the one-timer off the right wing, a power play goal, and the Oilers are up 4-3.
Well, this power play is... The Islanders had a really good power play, late 70s, early 80s. Canadians in the mid to late 70s had a very good power play. But the power play percentage has dropped off, and what we're watching over the course of the last 2 regular seasons, and this group of players has basically played 2 games together, and they're 4 for 6 in the power play in the preseason. It's just preseason, but the fact is,
Brings it back in through the middle and somehow still has it. He's on the left wing boards, pulls it off the left boards to Draisaitl, the shot, and off the pad of Markstrom, who had the 2-pad jammer. And on the right side,